Money is like in Greek mythology, they say it's like a woman, it's only attracted to you if you are doing well or if you are well put together. But if you're not, it's just going to leave you and then find another person, to go to and all like that. Money is not constant.
So I want to ask a question. There was something that happened recently, right? At the Good Beach and Landmark. Can you comment on it?
You see, let's not lie to ourselves. We all know the truth. The law is this: 150 meters thereabout away from the ocean belongs to the government. We've always known that. As a matter of fact, I'm in hospitality and we've always known that. Our projects that we built, we left 150 meters away from the ocean before building whatever we wanted to build. So it's not your land, it's a setback. And it applies everywhere in the world.
The Industry Miner, birthing and nurturing industry giants.
Hey there watching, my name is Aisha Ochoa, a lawyer, business consultant, and executive. I welcome you to yet another episode of the Industry Miner podcast, where we bring to you industry generals who have done amazingly well in their different fields. Now, before we dive into the agenda of the day, I want you to join our fast-growing community by clicking on the subscribe button and turning on your post notification so you do not miss out on future interviews about how you can catapult your business to the highest level. Now, with me in the studio, I have an amazing personality. He is not only a seasoned lawyer, but also a captain of industries. He has positioned himself as not just an investment consultant who teaches people how to put their money where their eyes can see and their hands can reach, but he's also a professional in the real estate, construction, and hospitality industry. He is none other than the amazing barrister Real One Atiku. Thank you for joining us today, sir. How do you do?
Thank you, Aisha. Thank you for the kind words in describing me.
Of course. Those are your accolades. Take them with your shoulder. Yeah. Now, I have a question that I've always wanted to ask you. Okay. Are you related to the Atiku Abubakar? No, you can tell us. You don't have to be modest,
I wish,
You wish?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
Probably we'll be having this interview in a private jet.
So did you vote for APC or PDP?
I didn't vote.
Why did you not vote?
I couldn't make up my mind on who to vote for.
But let's say you had, your mind made up and you voted. Who would you have voted for?
I would have said it. Well, I'm from Lagos, and and in Lagos there's a way we do our things, So
very patriotic.
So I don't want somebody to come and hunt me with this interview later that you said this.
Nice one.
So let's keep it there.
Nice one. So can you share your journey? You've done so amazingly well in your field as a real estate expert, construction expert, and hospitality expert. Yeah. But how did you transition from the legal practice to these different industries?
Okay, thank you. Actually, the business side came before the legal side. So my family background, we were already into these businesses. And from a tender age, my father had been grooming me. He has always just put me up there in front to be in charge of so many things. So I've been managing so many things before I even went to law school and all like that. So even the period when I was in law school, I was still managing businesses. As a matter of fact, you might not have noticed, but I used to come from home every day for some time, Then later I moved to the school hostel and all like that. So I was multitasking, actually. Stay in law school, and when we close from law school, I'm back at home to manage a hotel, see that everything is going on well and all like that. And then after I graduated, after we finished from law school, basically, and I practiced for about 2 years, my father just literally threw everything at me and said, "Oh, let me start reaping the benefit of sending you to."
Yes.
He was like, "What is the essence of all this money that I've spent on you if I can?" So the guy wanted to reap his benefit very early. So he just threw everything at me, But he had his reason too. He was really trying to build me. I'm trying to make sure that he hands over the reign of business to one of his sons. Yeah.
Amazing. Now, I'm sure a lot of people will be wondering how you're able to manage these different industries, because these are all different industries, right? How are you able to manage? How are you able to coordinate yourself to be in different levels, different mindsets at the same time?
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that question. So it's a bit simple. The business that we are in is actually real estate, but real estate can come in different forms. Real estate can be hospitality. Real estate can be anything. As long as it's located on land, is real estate. So basically, all what we do, we have the mindset of real estate. Building something, a legacy or something like that. So now we have this sub field that come out of it. Hospitality and all like that. I actually started out in the hospitality business. I was managing hotel and all like that. And then we delved into real estate full time and we started building an estate. So basically, then I moved into that too and all like that. And during building the estate, I learned construction too. I was participating I actually did, when you say like the bottom of the table, I did a lot of, it was actually, my dad had his own policy about how life should be.
Yeah.
So if I tell you that I carried block,
Of course, it's believable.
I carried block and I did some, very funny things,
For your dad to have, developed his company to where it has gotten to now, I'm sure he has laid down some ground rules and he's a very principled person. So I won't be surprised if you even tell me you carried blocks and sand and all of that. Of course, it's very believable.
Yeah, he was a principled person. Unfortunately, I lost him, or we lost him in 2022. Oh. And the irony of it? The irony was that we literally worked together for about 7 years. And it was the period he was telling me that, I think you have graduated now. Because my dad always said, business is a school on its own. And the man was always taking a jab at the fact that I was a lawyer or education. He was like, education is not enough. You have to understand business. The business needs to be learned, And it was that period when he was telling me that, I think you have graduated now. I think you can go on your own. And then he passed away. So it was like handing over the baton to me and saying, okay,
take over.
It's now your turn. Now I have a son and I can't wait to do that one day.
So you want your son to become a lawyer?
No, not a lawyer.
Okay. But a businessman?
But a businessman.
In construction?
Yes, real estate.
And what if he has other interests?
Of course, we'll nurture that too.
But you will still maintain the construction part?
Oh, no. I mean, business, you see, that's the funny thing. Business changes over time. My own father started with real estate and hospitality and construction. And now in my own company, I'm thinking technology. And we're moving into that soon. I recently traveled to China and I was blown away. I loved everything I saw there. And my mind has not been at rest since I came back.
Broadened your horizon.
Yeah, I can't wait to go back to China. I was meant to go in this October, but I just canceled it. But I can't wait to go next year. I'm so amazed about the things I saw there and all. So what am I trying to say? The business, it continues. It doesn't mean that because you started from this and that's where you would be. I can do technology and then my son can come one day and he will do AI, and he will take it to the next level and all like that. So all I need for him is to understand business. And go through that same school. I hope.
And apply it in whatever field he chooses.
Whatever field he chooses to do, yeah.
Amazing.
You can be a footballer, but you need to have business sense.
Yes.
It's not enough for you to be just a footballer. Without sense, and out of business or something like that, your money will be wasted.
You need to know how to monetize your talent.
Yeah, because money is not forever. Money is like in Greek mythology, they say it's like a woman, it's only attracted to you if you are doing well or if you are well put together. But if you're not, it's just going to leave you and then find another person, to go to and all like that. Money is not constant, and you can't always have money. So it's what you do with the money that matters.
That matters.
Yeah.
Amazing. Now, talking about real estate, how do you evaluate potential real estate opportunities and investments, right? And are there factors you consider before committing?
To tell you the truth, the only way is experience. There's no way you can do it. I remember when I just started the real estate journey, 2016. So many things I didn't know. And so many things I did, not the word is not stupidly, but inexperienced. I was not experienced enough to know, and a lot of money was wasted during that period. Then gradually I started getting a hang of it, and I was like, okay, this is what to do, this is what not to do. So basically, it's the experience that will determine how you look at things. Somebody can look at something and see blue color, but you can look at it and see white color. Yeah. So experience matters a lot, and it's not something they can feed you. Someone cannot teach you. There are schools and all like that, but they can't teach you the nitty-gritty of knowing what is. I'll tell you a good example. So many lands are being sold in Lagos, and you can go there, and if you don't have experience, you think it's a good land. But if you have experience, there are some things that matter a lot, that if you see it, you will know that, okay, this is not a good land. A good example is I go to somewhere, I'm looking at a land, I want to buy it and all. And then I see like a mark on the wall. And the mark...
Caveat.
Not a caveat. It has even been cleaned off. But because I have experience...
You know something was there.
I know something was there. I don't even have to see it with all my eyes. Something is just like... I'm like, okay, that is a point.
There's an interest on this land.
Sometimes I send people that work for me to go to a place, check a place out, and they come and say, oh, sir, it is good. Then I say, okay, I'm coming to visit myself. Then I go there and visit, and I can pinpoint like almost 4 or 5 things to raise an issue with and say, no, this is not good, this is not good, this is not good, this is not good. And they are like, how did you see all this? I'm like, it's experience. I know when something is right and when something is, is wrong. So experience really matters. So you have to have the experience.
Amazing. So I want to ask a question.
Yes, please.
There was something that happened recently, right? At the Good Beach and Landmark. Can you comment on it? How did that make you feel? The demolition, the whole chaos. How did that make you feel?
You see, let's not lie to ourselves. We all know the truth. And it's better to know the truth and say the truth so that you can be free. Landmark knew the truth, and he had always known that. So it's not like it was a new thing. What happened is this. Eco Atlantic, when they decided to build it, or before then, there was this erosion going on of the ocean into the whole of VI. So basically, the sea bank was really bad, and it was just eating up all the road. I schooled in VI in my early days, and I remember that there used to be water on the road and all like that. So basically, then the Lagos State government and the owners of Eco Atlantic decided to do a kind of a project, a JV, protect the wall of Lagos so that this water doesn't come, crashing into VI again, and then all the land in front of it before the road that was there before that, you own it and all like that. And that was exactly what happened. So Eco Atlantic spent a lot of money, protecting the shoreline of Lagos. And in return, they are meant to get all those land in front of that area. So apart from this, the law is this: 150 meters thereabout away from the ocean belongs to the government. We've always known that. As a matter of fact, I'm in hospitality, and we've always known that. our projects that we built, we left 150 meters away from the ocean before building whatever we wanted to build. So it's not your land, it's a setback. And it applies everywhere in the world. They always use it just to protect, people from the ocean. Don't stay too close to the ocean. You don't know what can happen and all like that. So landmark right is on his own land. All those extra space, it was just a tenant. It's not even a tenant. A tenant is someone you have an agreement with. It was a licensee, it's just staying
Just
there.
allow them to use it.
Allow them. And that's the truth. When federal government now needs the property, you can't do anything. You just have to give it back to this thing. I feel bad for him because to start a business or to even get it to that level, I saw it from the beginning. It cost a whole lot of money. And it hurts. If it happens to me too, it hurts. But don't let us paint a picture as if the government, took away something from him that belongs to, was his. No, that was not the situation. Maybe he could have parlayed up with them and all like that. But then there's a third party, Eco Atlantic. They want the land for their own.
Have an interest in it.
interest. It's like contract, like what we were discussing earlier. If a contract is existing, so do you want Eco Atlantic to just
Be at a loss?
Be at a loss?
Because you spent money there.
Because you spent money
They
there.
spent money too.
Yeah, they spent money, and it's not small money to protect that shoreline. I do have some projects, and the cost of even just putting small concrete barrier in front of the ocean is running into millions. Now talk about if you should go there and check the wall of it's something in billions. So if you are sitting on my land as a businessman, you have to leave.
So you mentioned you have projects. Can you tell us about your projects?
All right. We're trying, in our own little space. We're trying. We've done about 8 projects in my company. We started as an agency to Atican. That's my father's company. So later on,
When the handover happened.
yeah. So we literally built. We just decided to have my own company. Of course, that has been my desire too. So we came up with Riveting, and that was it. And we're in partnership with Atican, and we're like the sales company, basically, and we're on commission. So we just started like that. Then gradually, things started moving, and we too started thinking of, our own independent project. So we started with a whole estate project in Abramadesha, Lekki, Scheme 2 area there. It's called Almond Green Estate. So we started with that one, and then we had an opportunity to do Atican Beachview Extension, which is fully built.
An estate too.
An estate too, yes. There's an estate too.
Do you have spaces for sale?
In Atican Beach Extension? No, sold out.
All sold out.
It's even, 80% built up. So then we decided to go to Epe because people were asking. I had friends that were saying, all your properties are in millions. What about us? And I'm like, okay, don't worry, I got you. I'll look for something for you. So we went to Epe.
So the Epe properties are not up to $1 million?
They are up to no, but not like I was selling. I started selling real estate on a higher ground. To tell you the truth, Aisha, I didn't sell for 2 years. No sales. I was just sitting in the office, no sales. I was literally, it was a terrible time. All by myself, thinking about how, But then my dad said, you can do it. I trust you. You do it, Then the sale came finally. After almost 2 years, I just posted online. That's the beauty of technology. And somebody called me, and I still remember the feeling. I talk.
Convinced, sold.
It was husband and wife. I talk like that. Even I could feel it that my mouth
was paining you.
Was paining me. But I just, and it went through, and I sold the first property. So I started with selling properties of 30 million and all like that. So when my friends started asking that, we can't afford that, then I started looking for properties that was lower. So in Ekpe, you have like 3 million, 5 million. Yeah,
So if you want to go into the real estate space and you're looking for a reputable company to, secure, he mentioned earlier that he knows how to get the best deals and he knows when there's a problem with a property. That comes with years of experience. So if you want to go into the real estate space and you're looking for a company that can help you put your money where your eyes can see, then you should totally reach out to him. I'll put his contacts in the comment section and make it easy for you to link up with Barrister Real One. He's also a lawyer, so that's an advantage. Lawyers do their due diligence and they know how to make sure everything is in compliance. Now, talking about compliance, how do you ensure that all your projects are compliant with the law?
exactly. That's a very great question. I'm someone that is a respecter of law, and I've come to realize that you can't fight government, and you don't even want to look for
won't
their
even
trouble.
win.
You won't win, and you don't also want to be on their bad books. So over time of growing, I've come to learn that apart from the legal side, I've come to experience. Let's say the word is experience, not learn. That government has their own stake in this whole. Everything. So they said, give what belongs to Caesar.
To Caesar.
So you can have peace of mind.
Yeah.
They are always there to make sure that whatever you are doing, you take them into account. So what I usually tell my friends, or what we do, is be compliant, or make attempt to be compliant. Try to be compliant. It's better than nothing.
Not trying.
Yeah, because you could easily lose your investment, or you could easily face a setback. I experienced it once, and
like what we just discussed now, Landmark and Woodbridge.
I experienced it once, and I felt that it wasn't a pleasant.
It's not what the experience.
It's not what the experience, and you will be stressed out from it. So you might now look at it and be like, maybe I should have just, it's not. And guess what? You get more penalties.
Yeah.
Then you have to be begging people.
And you will still pay what you owe.
You have to do a lot. So it's way, way better. Just try to be compliant, The government is not your enemy, So it's just about, and I like it because I've seen in the real estate space that many people just want to build anything. There are some things that some people build and I'm like, sorry, what did you say?
Pardon your French.
I'm like, what the hell is this? What is this? Have you seen houses that you can stretch your hand from your own window and then enter another person's house and all like that? Or houses that you can be sharing music together, houses that maybe Bluetooth can connect to
or you can use your neighbor's Wi-Fi.
So I'm like, no, this is not right, at least for me, maybe because I kind of stayed outside Nigeria a lot, I've seen that you need to do things in a right way. And I don't blame Lagos State. Lagos State is really trying to control the building space, real estate, construction, just at least so that things can be.
And that's because developers are even getting greedy.
Yes, they are. They are. I'll give you a very perfect example of that. So this is legal. Now, I had a client who wanted to purchase a house, and we went to check the house in Chevron. And upon seeing the house, the man told me it was a semi-detached house. And a semi-detached house is 2 wings.
Yeah.
Then we got to the place. And as soon as I got there, and I'm like, noticing 3 gates.
A terrace.
And I'm like, what? But sir, you say it's a semi-detached. Do you know the man did not notice that there was a house in the middle? Like,
how?
That's what they do in Chevron. On a plot of land, they build 3 houses. So at the edges, those one will have their gate, and then in the middle will be the smallest house. And you should just have a very tight. You can mistake it for a security post, but it's actually.
So the client did not even know.
They didn't know, and we're making an offer for big money when the house was a terrace. So later we realized that this house is. So that's how funny people are building. Some people don't mind. They will build What about people that build where you can't even park your car?
Yes, of
You
course.
know, I see a lot in. I come from this area, so I see a lot of places that where even your car to even drive in, and for you to close your gate after the car, is big problem.
As an investment consultant,
Yeah.
how do you identify industries or projects with high growth potential?
First of all, is experience too.
Experience.
Experience will teach you. There's nothing you want to do in life that experience doesn't come into it. I remember one time, I really adore Aliko Dangote. I like him as a businessman and his acumen. And he said one time on TV, and he said, "Oh, there are many opportunities in Nigeria that people are just complaining and all like that. That there's so much to do." And I'm looking at him, I'm like, is this aspire to perspire? What opportunities are there again that you people have not taken it all? Because I'm looking at, I said, banking, oil and gas. So what is new? Then I started reading a book. And Aisha, in the book says that as long as this world is still going on, there will always be new opportunities.
Of course.
That there's always something new that comes every single time. Then when I went to China, I saw that. And I'm like,
The Chinese.
So this is what this book means. Opportunity can never finish. There will always be new one. For example, in Nigeria, there's so many things we don't have. And it just takes some people bringing something from abroad.
The exposure too.
Yeah, and the exposure, of course. Just bring it here. So many things. We've not even touched some industries at all in Nigeria. When everybody is fighting in the red ocean, when there are like blue oceans, like clear blue oceans that there can be new opportunities and so many things to do. I love business. I'm always writing down ideas every time, like, this day. For example, look at Nollywood. We've not started shooting mega movies, like movies that are like, Nollywood has not started. They are getting some kind of
Getting more advanced.
But I'm talking, do we have sci-fi movies? Do we have complete horror movies? Do we have, like, people have not even looked into that at all. What about transportation? There's so many new means of transportation now. Is it this Kurukwe bus that will continue forever? There must be a change. There must be something new that people can, And Nigerian government, they have their own too. They are incapable of providing everything we want. So there's so many opportunities in the government space too. Of course, it comes with the headache, but if you know how to work the work, For example, I'll tell you one of the opportunities I keep looking at in my head. If I say it will be very funny.
Please.
Anytime I travel through Muritala International Airport, I'm angry. Because it just looks so terrible. And I've been to so many other places. And I know how the airport is. And I keep thinking in my head that, what does it take to build a private airport in Nigeria? What will it take? I just keep thinking. So that we can move from the mess that is
Something more.
to something more. And I keep asking. I went to a place and the airport was so small, but was so modern and so beautiful.
Amazing.
And I'm like, this thing, it's not rocket science, is it? That he just needs, and then I started writing down all he needs to have at least start from something, small, But thank God they have the new side of the airport now, So I don't know, maybe we'll get there one day. But you get the whole idea.
Yes, I do.
There are so many things. So many things. Opportunities are...
They never end.
Never ends, never.
Amazing. So let me target the executive part of you now. How do you approach team building and, leadership in your company?
If I say it again now, you say
Experience.
you say something else.
Please talk to the people that are just starting off in this thing. They want to learn from you.
It's experience, Aisha. It's experience.
So what has experience taught you?
I'll tell you. When I started my company and I got the first few staff, on the first day, somebody resigned.
On the first day?
On the first day. Till today, I can't forget it. The shock in my face that this guy resigned on the first day, I was heartbroken. I was like, how dare you? After all we've gone through, the interview, the training and all like that, and then on the first day of resumption of work, after our meeting, then I asked after you and said, oh, he tendered his resignation that he can't do it. And I'm like, wow.
What was his reason?
I never knew his reason, but I can tell his reason now. Maybe he just didn't trust in what we were trying to do, or he just didn't believe in it at all also. Or maybe he had a personal issue, with me, and that's part of it being leadership. It comes with that. Now, moving forward to about a year into my company, there was a period, there was a downtime, and things were not right. And I decided to do a survey to ask the people working that, what do they think of my leadership? And what do they think of the energy of the company? And I shall guess what they wrote. On a scale of 0 to 10, I saw 0.
0.
I saw -1.
Wow.
I saw -2.
Wow.
In respect to leadership, I saw terrible.
Wow.
Too bossy.
Wow.
Too.
So what did that do to you?
At that time, it deflated my ego, and I felt so bad. Then I did a soul searching. I realized that I was applying the lawyer in me into
business
and
leadership.
And that was where the confusion was coming from. So I went back, repackaged myself, and again, started building. I lost almost the whole first team, almost all of them. Then started building, a second team again and all like that. And again, I did that survey. And this time around, I scored 3. Scored 4. And the highest was... That's something. And the highest was 5. Now, fast forward to last 2 years, thereabout. I did the same thing, and the score was 8, 8.5, thereabout. Then last year, I did the same thing, and the score was 10. 11. Someone said 11. And someone said, I was even asking them, I'm like, but I'm still very wicked, right? I'm still very strict. And they're like, oh, no, you're not. You pretend to be. I'm like, what do you mean I pretend to be? Like, I'm sure when Mr. Dave came to my office, your production guy, like, we are like cool. They are like my friends, and they are like, their opinion matters a lot. The way I, treat them and all like that. So in leadership, you have to learn. Learn how to... One of the best things you could do is to learn how to manage people. It's so difficult. I think it's Rockefeller that said it, that if you can really manage a group of people, then you should be paid more money. Because you can have every other thing. You have the talents, you have the idea, you have the resources and all. And you just don't have the capability of leadership, managing people. Everything will crumble. There's so many businesses that died off out of management of people, leadership. Because you need to know how to put people together. You need to manage their differences. Even their backgrounds are different. So you need to understand that for each person, there is a particular way that to handle them. I have frictions in my company, but there's a way I go about it. I literally always turn something that is difficult into a laugh. I'm like, oh, this, that. Then before you knew, I just turn it into something, and everybody, ha. Okay. So there's a
Diversity and inclusion.
inclusion. There's a way to go about it, and if you don't have it, you can't really do it, and it's still experience.
I understand that very well because, a lot of bosses try to use their own personal beliefs, their personal experiences to judge other people, expecting that if they see a certain situation in a particular way, they expect other people to see it in the same light. If they're going to react in a certain way, they expect that to be the reaction of every other person, forgetting that, like you said, people come from different backgrounds. People have different experiences in life. Different things trigger different people. Different things excite different people. I could get angry about you wearing a blue shirt while you get excited because blue is your favorite color. So it's important in leadership to know how to, bring different people's opinions together and try to reach a common ground. Thank you very much. That was amazing. Thank you. Thank you. So how has your legal background influenced your business aspect?
Oh, it has a lot. It really did. I think it's the foundation on which other things I did was built on. I would say just like an example I give sometimes. My legal background is like the dough, this thing you make pizza, the flour, the dough used to, So that's my legal background. And then on it, I'm just adding like
flavors.
The flavors on it. Like anyone I feel like, I'm just putting it on, on it and all like that. I think my legal background gave me structure. Structure, which is to build a company. And that is the truth about it. I understood that there are some things that needs to be done. There are some things that this is how it is. For example, in registering a company, in knowing what to do and all like that. I started business with a business name. And I later, metamorphosed it into a company and all like that. I knew like, okay, this is how it should be, this is how it should be, and all like that. And I even cut a lot of cost, Imagine if I had to pay other people. I went changing companies so many times, from name of company and all like
Posting
that.
corporation changes.
Before I could even reach and I still do that up to now. So imagine if I didn't have the legal background, I drafted all the documents in the beginning of the company all by myself. It's now that we now have a legal officer in the company that is his job to draft documents. I literally type out all the documents. I type out the employee letters. I type out the contracts. I was doing contracts of sale throughout, deed of assignments all by myself. Any agreements at all. So I did everything all by myself. But now we now have other people that do it. So legal background, very good. And I always advise someone that doesn't have a legal background that is going into business, make friends with
lawyers.
With lawyers.
Just conversations can change a lot.
A lot. Just run it by them and let them see it. There is a popular case on the internet right now, and the owner of the business is actually a friend of mine. And I don't want to mention the name, but he's on the internet right now. And it's all about ownership and so many things. And two people fighting over a company or a brand. And I'm like, I messaged him, I'm like, you didn't say anything, to me. Like, these are things you entered into a partnership with someone, that there are some things to consider that you should have addressed before
signing
it. And then it's like, Baba me, no vex, that time. And I'm like, you see what
it has been done.
The deal has been done. Now they are in court. And they're going to figure out how to, when something like a strong contract could have prevented that, you can be an investor in a business, but it doesn't mean you own the business, But if you don't have a contract stipulating so many things, I'm such a big fan of writing something out.
Let us see it plain.
Clearly.
Black and white.
I'll tell you something, Aisha. When our legal people draft documents in my company, if they use big English, I cycle it. I'm like, go and change this big English and turn it
Should
into
not be vague. Spell
like,
it plain.
Spell it plain. Give me simple English. You are the owner of this. Yes, I'm the owner of this. You know, it's not like, oh, we have a blah, 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 that you romance it with so much, this and then even the layman cannot understand what they are saying. So, I mean, I feel bad for him, but that's just what it is. If you are not from the legal background, get someone. You don't have to be, and don't be cheap. Don't
Invest in lawyers.
Invest in lawyers. Don't be like, oh, I can do it all by myself. And I'm not saying you should go and look for a lawyer in Ikoyi. It's not Ikoyi lawyer you are going to look for. It's not a 5-story building that you are going. Have a Shegun, have an Emeka, have an Aisha
That has an idea of
that
law.
has an idea and be like, my friend, what do you think about this?
Second opinion.
Yes. What will it cost you? What will a friend charge you for? Even if the person is not your friend, it can't be a cutthroat, something that will kill you.
And the funny thing, the cost of repairs outweighs the cost of prevention.
You will learn that. When you learn that, you'll be like, had I known? If I had known very well, I would just have done this. So, that's it.
Amazing. Amazing. So now, with your legal knowledge, what are the legal trends that you think people in the real estate space should know and that you've noticed that a lot of people just overlook? Because right now, so many people come up and say, oh, they are in the real estate space, they are real estate this and real estate agents, and they don't even know anything about the real estate. They just heard that there's money in real estate and everybody just opens up a page on Instagram. Because like I tell people, it's not about setting up an Instagram page. You can do that in 2 minutes. But when the real life situations hit you, can you handle the situation? So what are the legal trends? What are the provisions of the law that you feel a lot of real estate people do not even know and they need to be aware of before they get a hold of their clients?
Exactly. That's really a great question. And it's something I battle with. So basically, our government is always one step back from the reality of things. So they're always playing catch up. Now, what do I mean by that? So many industries are developing, but the laws to guide that industry, they are not really fully there or fully completed, So basically, our government is always like, okay, this is what is happening now. Then they start looking for a way around it. Unlike some other climes or other places, the laws are already there. If you want to do one thing, you have to follow. I laughed one time. I traveled and I was in America, and a friend of mine was doing real estate. And the person said, oh, he only has a license to do real estate in Chicago. And I'm like, eh? And he said, yeah. And I'm like, what do you mean? So you can't go to New York and go and collect money? He said, no. I'm like, why? He said, oh, for each state, you have to, be licensed there as a real estate broker. I'm like, that's not good though.
Could never be Nigeria.
This can't be Nigeria. Are you saying that I will be licensed in Lagos State, but I can't enter Ogun State?
But that's the way it's done.
Yeah. And I was like, that's not funny, and the naive me, I was just like, it doesn't make sense, and all like that. But later when I thought about it, that it was more about control and making sure people do the right thing. So many people are in the real estate industry because they think there's a whole lot of money there. And it's true, yeah, there's money there, but it's not as, you have to work for the money, except there's more to what you are doing. To make a sale, I just said it earlier, it took me 2 years to make a sale. It's not that easy. It's not that, like just that, But there are some people that just have their own other means of getting sales and all. The government have to regulate more. Although the Lagos State, for example, is trying. So there's a, what's it called, LASRERA, which is an organization in charge of real estate. And there's even REDAN, Real Estate Developers Association, So things are coming up, but the structure is still just coming up. But the good thing is this, it will get better along the way. maybe not this set of people, but in the next couple of years, you will have a more structured, industry. Let's just hope that it has not created a whole lot of problem before that. Even though I can see that it has created a problem, but there's nothing coming from the sky that the ground will not. When we get to that bridge, we'll know how to cross it.
So are there any regulations that you personally think people in the real estate space should be aware of, that you are sure a lot of them are not aware of?
Yes. Number one is all the government bodies that are in charge of building, in charge of everything. Many people are not aware about them. So the typical thing for people that come into real estate is, okay, they find a real estate network group, they call themselves realtors, and then they just introduce them to it and they say, okay, oh yeah, now you too, you can do it and all like that. So they don't really know anything about,
The business.
Whether this place, where are they building this place? Does that place have genuine documents, before they start building, in that place? What about the permit of that place? Do they have a building permit and all like that? Do the building control know about what they are building and all like that? So there are like all these bodies in charge of all these things, but people don't really know and they just go with, That's why you now see someone crying on the internet that, they destroyed a house.
2 weeks after buying it.
Buying and all like that. They try to paint a very gory picture, but it's not that, One time I was passing by a canal. To the naked eyes, is a canal. Everybody can see it's a canal. Well, I was seeing a real estate project developing there. Then someone is now asking, then the government comes and destroys the place. Someone is now asking that, why did the government destroy it? They didn't see that there was people were building there and all that. I'm saying the government would have assumed that you have your right senses and you could see that there's a canal here and you are not meant to build, right like that in front of the canal, but you still go ahead and build on it. So there are so many things and there needs to be more sensitization. The government should do a lot more to you don't have to do TV. You can do social media. Everybody is now on social media. Even Mama that is selling this thing is on TikTok.
On TikTok.
Nowadays, just use it to spread information and all like that. I think lack of information is also a problem. The more you tell people that, things like this, then the better for them. It will help. It will go a long way to help. But I think people are getting to know that there are laws and regulations guiding the real estate industry and likewise other industries.
Amazing. Talking about spreading of information, we all know that the world has become a global village, right?
Yeah.
So how has technology helped your companies?
Well, we survive on technology. Our company was built on technology. And all what we do today, we're actually a real tech company, a real estate technology company. Why will I say, how? So like I said earlier, my journey into real estate, it was a family thing. And prior to me coming, it was all traditional. You know this person, this person. Yeah, come and buy land here. Come and buy house here. I know. Then I came and I said, there's a new way of doing that. You can do this. And you know how older people can be. They're like,
the one that has been working for them.
What new way is it that you're talking about? Then I said, sir, we need to package, we need to. And my boss then was looking at me, I'm like, and he raised up his eyes, what packaging are you? I'm like, we need to go on the net, we have to have a Instagram, social media with Facebook and all like
Twitter.
that. Twitter. And the person was like, those people there, do they have money? And I'm like, no, forget about whether they have money or not, but we just need to. So I started and I started employing people, and we started doing this social media thing. And for like I said, almost 2 years, there was no sale. And
I like where this is going. After all your social media
after
branding.
my social media. And my boss, who happens to be my father too, he was just like, Oton, Yoruba, like after all this
Your social media
nonsense. He said, you people, it was so insultive. And,
don't listen. The OGs have told you how to do it.
He kept on telling me that, oh, what an elder says.
Of course.
Why sitting down? That if it's small child, I'm like, wow, you don't have to say that, you know. He said, what has it led to until that sale came? And he was like, he couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh, I was talking to someone online. They're interested. They've come. They've checked the property, and they've made a promise that they're going to pay, you know. And he was like,
until the money came.
Until the money came. And he was like, what is so? They have paid. And I felt vilified. I was dancing in the office. I screamed,
How much was this money?
25 million.
That was another money. How long ago was this?
This is about 5-6 years now.
That was big money then. That was big. That was money.
And I got my first commission, and it was 2 million naira. And I was like, wow, this is good. And I never looked back from then on. So I believe in technology a lot. Social media, I believe in, if you come to our company, they are quite young. You know, I believe in young people. We don't have, you know, I'm probably maybe second or third oldest in my company. Others are just young. I believe in knowing you must catch up with time. And there's a saying that says that any company that is not on using technology at the moment will die one day. Because the world has changed.
The world has moved.
They have moved. Everybody is mobile now. Everybody gets their information from their mobile phone. So imagine if you are not in their faces. Imagine if nobody knows about you. Why would I want to come and look for you traditionally? You must be doing something exceptional. It must be that you are the only one doing it. For me to think of coming all the way to come and see what you are doing. So technology, social media, digital marketing, you know, television and all, it has really changed everything. So it's either you want to, if you can't win them, you join them. So it's either you want to.
And there are benefits of joining this one.
Of course, there are benefits. You know, it makes it easier. You know, we've built our company solely on technology, and we've done serious things in the company. I mean, in revenue and in, you know, like it's all built on technology. One time when Instagram went down, I felt it. In my mind, I was like, Mark Zuckerberg, don't do this. Mark Zuckerberg, whatever is wrong with you, let's just talk about it. Because I'm looking at the impact. And I was making a joke with someone the other day that imagine if Mark Zuckerberg just said, I'm angry.
I'm not doing it again.
And
we'll beg him.
I'll fly. We are all going to California in front of their office to say, no, you can't do this.
Yeah, you help us.
Do you want a time off? Do you want to take time off?
Help.
Do you need, we'll work for you. I just kept on saying that. Imagine it's like EKDC or NEPA or this, the way they switch off the light and switch on like Facebook.
Based
off.
on mood.
It's like off, Instagram off, and he said, let me sleep when I wake up. I'll turn
it back on. It will affect millions of people. It's so surprising how somebody thought of an idea that the whole world is currently relying on.
It's actually beautiful. That is impact there.
Wow.
That is impact.
Wow. So how do you stay motivated to be the visionary leader that you are? How do you keep your mind refreshed? How do you constantly come up with ideas to move your companies forward? How do you stay motivated? Because this is something that a lot of business owners struggle with. Some people experience the tiniest setback and they're like, I'm not doing it again. I don't want this business again. Because a lot of people that have stopped great ideas, they know these ideas are valid. Like you said, you waited for 2 years for a sale.
Yeah.
Some people are not this patient. Some people have tried a business 3 months, they don't make a sale, or it's not looking like it's going to move forward and they just give up. So how do you stay motivated? How do you keep yourself, on that grind?
This question is actually the hardest question you've thrown at me today. It takes a lot. Takes a lot. Takes a lot of determination to really be successful, or to even be average. And I won't lie to you. I've dealt with a whole lot. In my. If you ask me truly, Aisha, if I can rewind back time, I'll stick to just being a lawyer. If I can take it back, I'll stick to just being a lawyer.
Well, let's be grateful you did not stick to just being a lawyer.
Let's be grateful. Because throughout my time in law school, all I was doing is I was thinking of business. And that was something I wanted to do. So it has always been part of me. But I never knew that the journey was going to be that hard. Because law for me was easy. I didn't even have to do anything. I just like law. Even before I became a lawyer, people were calling me the law. I just love reading. And so I was good with it. But business, it can scatter your whole head.
Business takes your sleep away.
And I hope it doesn't even take your health away if you make a mistake.
And your sanity.
And people start questioning you. It is very hard to stay motivated, but you have to. You just have to find something in you. One thing I use is exercise. I try to do a lot of exercise. I take it serious because it allows you to burn out, stress and any negative energy. So I always advise anybody that wants to do exercise. Find something that you love to do. Go to the gym, go swimming, just use it. Have something to have like a good support system. Because when you need it the most.
When you say support system, what do you mean?
I mean family, friends, and all like that. For me, I had people that were wishing that I succeed. So they were not even going to allow me not to succeed. To them, it is either
you succeed or you succeed.
You succeed or you succeed. I'll give you a very, at least by now, my first mentor. It will be my father. I'll give you a very good example of how he described motivation, or how he described keeping up with, keep going. He said, "Real one, my son, you see, anything that comes to you is like a chair blocking your road." And he stood up and put a chair in front of him. And he said, "It's up to you. Do you want to move the chair away, or you just want to turn back?"
And go.
And my dad said, if you really are hungry and if you really know what you want, you fling that chair away from your front.
You find a way.
You tell it that, will you get out of my, like a pastor, like, will you get out of my way, you this evil, and just continue your journey. He said, to give up is one of the worst things you can do. I almost gave up one time. I said, no, I'm going back to law. The man said, first of all, how are you going to go from owning a company to earning salary?
How?
And he said, how do you want to explain it? And I'm like, I don't care. Like, it's better than all this headache and all like that. He said, my son, go back to your business. Whatever challenges. I wanted to run away. I wanted to even japa. The way I said, give me your passport. I said, which passport? He said, I've heard that, yeah, you want to buy tickets. Somebody told me. And I'm like, who told you that? He said, go back. You must not go anywhere. Go back to that your business. And go and find a solution to whatever is wrong. You can't do life on your own. You need a support system. If you're on your own, it will look crazy. Everything will just be, So find a support system. Exercise. Good. That's one thing I do now. Have your moment where you don't do anything serious and just be goofy and enjoy yourself. Unwind. I just did that, And some people were surprised seeing me dancing and all like that. And that's just it. You can be so busy, just like you can be business. But there are just this day you say, this is Aisha time. This is my time. And you do anything you want with it. You just forget about whatever is wrong. We'll continue tomorrow. A new day is a new beginning. So you'll be like, for today, let me enjoy myself first, and then we'll continue tomorrow. So I think those are the fundamental three things. Learn to ease off, have a good supporting system, and motivate yourself and allow others to also motivate you. Let them push you, because you can't do it on your own. The load of life can be very heavy, if you look at it, especially for entrepreneurs. Most entrepreneurs, except there's nobody that had it easy. Who can say that they had it easy? I've read about so many top entrepreneurs, and they had a very terrible journey.
Yes.
Like a very tough one. Is it the same person we are making joke of, Mark Zuckerberg? How it all worked out for him. It even led to bad relationship between him and his friends, that they started the Facebook company, and they even sued him, and all like that. He had a very, have you seen Elon Musk? Have you seen how he looks? He looks like someone that is tired. Like his face and everything looks like he has so many things going on. What about the other they all have their,
crazy moments.
No, but if somebody tells you that, your journey will be smooth and everything will go well, they are deceiving you. You should not listen to people like that. To really make it, to really do something great, you have to go through a very rough part, and you have to be able to come out of it.
So you should expect it and gather momentum to overcome it.
Yes, exactly. It will come. That it will not come is a lie. That, I'll be lucky and everything. Except you are doing something
illegal,
yeah, of course. If you are doing that, then don't worry, there's nothing coming. But even that one has its challenges. Excuse me, where's Hush Puppy? I'm sorry to say.
No, of course.
It comes with, even if you are to do illegal, it will catch up with you.
There are no shortcuts.
You
must go through the process.
You must, and everything has its own,
And even the hard work has its benefits. Because even the Bible tells us that something sweet cometh from the hard.
Okay.
So when you go through the hard work, it's just like there's this 3 little piggies.
Okay.
Right? It's a children rhyme. So there's a first piggy that built a house made of straws because the piggy did not want to do all the hard work. And the wolf came with just one puff, blew the straws away. The second piggy built a house made of, I think, ropes, I can't really remember. The wolf came and blew the house away. Then the third piggy that built a house made of bricks. Yeah. Now, the hard work it takes to build a house made of bricks. Yeah. The first two that were trying to do it the easy way lost their houses and got in trouble with the wolf. But the third one that did the hard work and built the house out of bricks, the wolf could not penetrate. Yeah. So out of that hard work will always come its benefits. Exactly. So my advice to entrepreneurs now is to position their minds. As an entrepreneur, position your mind to put in the hard work, because it may not always be easy in business, but the benefits keep you dancing like he danced when he made his first sale. So you should put in the hard work, like he has told us. You must put in the work in order to reap the benefits.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Mr. Reward. What am I saying, Mr. Reward? Thank you so much, Barrister Reward.
I'm real one to you. I'm your friend.
So we went to law school together. He was my colleague in school, and I'm so proud of him right now. He has done so amazingly well, and I'm happy to be having this session with him, to learn from him and to give my audience an opportunity to draw from his wells of knowledge. Now, talking about drawing from your wells of knowledge, what advice would you give to anyone that wants to venture into the real estate, construction, and hospitality industry?
Know the business.
Know the business.
Never go into a business you don't know. A friend of mine called me one day and said, "Oh, there's this opportunity, Bitcoin and all like that." And I was like, "Baba, I don't know anything about Bitcoin, so I can't really invest in it." So I always advise people, you can't do a business you don't know anything about, because it's easy for you to get lost. But in my own office, there's nothing you are bringing to me that I don't know. I always say this. I washed toilets in our hotel. It wasn't all rosy and all like that. So I could tell you that, I know everything about it, from laying bed to, I've done everything. I actually say to my people that I won't tell you to do something I've not done before. Like I've done it before and I know how it is. Is it for the hospitality space, is it to make drinks, to show how to, food, plating and all like that, service, teaching you this and that. I know everything about it. So what can you tell me? In the real estate space, I know everything about what is needed and all. So you can't tell me. Some of my people know that, you can't just bring anything to him. He's going to question it and be like, what is this? I asked about Libra and I'm like, when did Libra that we are paying 4,000, when did it turn to 7,000?
They will say fuel.
They will say, money, which fuel? Which fuel is it? I'm like, then I call, I say, hold on. Then I always have someone to call. I even call a bricklayer. I'm like, Taju, what is going on? How much are you people charging us money for bricklayer and money for labor? I say, sir, 5,000. And I'm like, have you heard?
They cannot even exploit you.
What can you tell me? You can't come to my front and come and tell me anything, this thing. In the construction space too, the things I know it. So I'm always arguing with the engineer. It's not so. It's not so. Don't come and tell me one thing that is not this thing. It is meant to be like this. It is meant to be like this. And I will also bring a third party into it to corroborate that this is what I'm actually, So you need to know. If you don't know your business, then you can be easily fooled.
Amazing. Yeah. Now, Barrister Reward has said it all. Number one, you have to know the business. Don't just wake up and register a company or open an Instagram page, which is the common trend today. Yeah. People think it's just about having a phone. Some will tell me, some people that come to venture into the jewelry business, because apart from being a lawyer and a business consultant, I'm also a jeweler. So some people that want to venture into the jewelry field will just say, I've bought a good phone that can take good pictures. I've set up a page. Somebody is registering a company for me. I want to buy goods. I'm like, just calm down. Hold on. Because I have experienced so many situations of people buying plenty goods. They have the money. Let's say a woman whose husband has given her 5 million to buy jewelry. She'll bring the 5 million. I'm a businesswoman. I'll collect the money. Yes. She will buy jewelry for me. And then 3 months, 6 months, the jewelry is still in her hand. And she's like, please, can you buy them from me? And I'm like, you see, this is exactly what I was talking about. Understand the business. Know the different types of metals. Know the different types of stones. So that when a customer asks you, is this hypoallergenic and anti-tarnish? You know when to say yes and when to say no. So you have to know the business. When you know the business, nobody will tell you rubbish. Just the way he has said, none of his workers can tell him rubbish because he knows the business of real estate. He knows the business of construction. He knows the business of hospitality. Apart from being a lawyer, he has lived his experience and he knows when this should apply and when this should not apply. So know the business. And he also mentioned that you should wait it out. Don't expect magic when you start a business. You have to go through the process. He gave an example of climbing a ladder. You have to go through every step. You can't miss steps. If you miss steps, you will fall down. So be ready to wait it out. Be patient. He mentioned that he made his first sale after 2 years. That may not be your case, but that should prep your mind to know that it will surely come together. All the pieces of the puzzle will come together. You just have to be patient enough to wait it out. And while you wait it out, gather every knowledge you need to gather so that when opportunity comes, opportunity will meet preparation. Thank you so much, Barrister Real One. This has been such an insightful session, and I am super happy that you came on board today. I'm sure this is the case of all my audience now because I know they have learned so much from this session. Thank you so much for allowing us to draw from your years of experience and your wells of wisdom. Wisdom, this is pure wisdom. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aisha. You've been the best host. Thank you. I stopped talking for some time now because I feel like you need to, if your keg is not full, what are you talking about? You should have everything. I'm still figuring it out. And
it's a learning field for everybody.
It's a learning field. So I don't want to talk about it. Like I said, someone told me I should write a book. And I'm like, before I was excited about it, but I'm like, I don't even know what will happen tomorrow. No, I'm not writing any book. Maybe I'll wait till I'm like, maybe when I retire, I'll have the confidence of now, putting it down and say, these are my lessons. These are the things I know. Because it will even change.
I have the perfect name for your book.
What is it?
My book of experience.
My book. Exactly. It will be something like that, So thank you very much for inviting me. I really enjoyed myself, and I tap into your knowledge too and your powers. You're like Superwoman.
Thank you so much.
You're doing so many things,
Thank you so much.
Now I have to go back now. I'm like, Real One, what are you doing?
No.
You need to do more.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure some people will be like, no, don't do that. I go to the office, then I go to our beach resort hospitality. So I'm always jumping, and we have about 2. So I'm always jumping, and we have about 5 sites. So like tomorrow now I'm on site. So I'm always jumping. And some people know like the way I am, and they're like,
you're doing a whole lot.
They're like, how can you do that? Some of my friends are like, how can you do that? And I'm like, but to me, I'm used to it. I'm like,
You've gathered momentum.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
I think so that's life basically.
And it comes with the experience.
It comes with the experience.
Builds your morale.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Now, I'm sure you all enjoyed our session today. If you have questions for Barrister Real One, be sure to put them in the comment section and I will ensure that he answers every single one of them. You have questions from this session? Put them down. Don't worry. I know how to get to him. I will ensure he answers all of your questions. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for joining our session. I'm sure you enjoyed every question he answered. I'm sure you enjoyed the session. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on more powerful sessions like this. And click on your post notification so you do not miss out on our next episode of the Industry Miner podcast. Till I see you again. Thank you.